Transparency International is a global civil society organization leading the fight against corruption. According to them, corruption is the abuse of entrusted power for private gain, and it can be classified as grand, petty, and political, depending on the amount of money lost and the sector where it occurred. In Indonesia, the corruption has reached a level where it causes a great effects on the country as well as for the people. This problem creates an environment where only a small group of people are in favor in, while most of the citizens of Indonesia suffer from their action. In my opinion, with a large amount of corruption that exists in the country, it is going to create a huge gap where the rich and corrupt become richer and the poor will become poorer, a slow growth in the economy of the country, and to create more corruption in the future of the country itself. Before we proceed to the first problem, let us take a look at a short clip taken from the documentary The New Ruler of the World by John Pilger.
We found more than 1,000 mostly young women working crowded together under the glare of strip lighting in temperatures that can reach 40 degrees centigrade. The only air conditioning is upstairs where the bosses are. Working hours can vary and can be increased dramatically when an urgent export order has to be met.
The first problem that are created by a high amount of corruption in a country is that the corruption can create a large gap within the people of the country. As an example, in the clip of the documentary video that we saw earlier, it can be clearly seen that there are a great gap and inequality between the worker and the owner. Some of the inequality is that they strive to survive, and yet they are paid very less compared to the amount of hours that they work for. And the other form of inequality that can be seen in this video is that there are no exact working hour. The working hour that this worker face can increase dramatically, especially when there is a high demand on the item that they produce. According to John Pilger in a part of his documentary, The New Ruler of the World, Indonesia should have been a very rich country because there's an abundance of natural resources all over the country. As an example, in Indonesia, there can be found the largest gold mine as well as the third largest copper mine in the world. With the presence of these enormous natural resources, how is it possible for the country to have a high number of poverty? The answer lies to the question earlier lies behind how the government processes those resources. First of all, they are not able to bring the full potential of having a natural resources. The government of Indonesia have not been able to completely process the raw material such as the gold and copper ore that are produced by the mine. And since this is the case, they are forced to sell all of the raw material produced to some other country that are able to transform this raw material. The second problem is that not all of the money that they gather due to the sale of the ores goes into the state financial. Those money that can be used to give a better life to the people that live under poverty are taken to their own pocket without the knowledge of other people. This creates a situation where the people that live under poverty will keep on living such way or become worse, and the corrupt will become richer and will have more power to rule others. Therefore, this is an action that should not be done, because not only these people took others' belonging, they also reduce the chance for them to live a better life and possibly harm those people. And based on the facts that are stated above, it can be concluded that the corruption can create a large gap within the people of the country itself.